sila po.
While we're still young, why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me, more.
Yung mga pong ano.
Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me, no more. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me. Feel uninvited. Left your home in West LA. I'm not excited. So uninspired. On my way to play the bay while you're alone. This girl's a wonder. She loves me, yeah, she needs to know I love her. I wonder if we'll make it through this summer. Just wanna touch like back when we were younger. Yeah. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me, no more. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me, no more. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me. I'm so divided, starstruck, but hate has got some indecisive. I'm over fighting, I just can't wake up cold and sleep alone. This boy's some trouble. When he's around, my problems seem like double. His stupid eyes put me on ice, so no, no. Don't slow me down, don't wanna do this solo. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me, no more. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me, no more. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me. I can't help myself, you're a drug to me. I just can't get enough. I know this is love, so come close to me while we're still young. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me, no more. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me, no more. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me. Feel uninvited. Left your home in West LA. I'm not excited. So uninspired. On my way to play the bay while you're alone. This girl's a wonder. She loves me, yeah, she needs to know I love her. I wonder if we'll make it through this summer. Just wanna touch like back when we were younger. Yeah. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me, no more. boy's some trouble. When he's around, my problems seem like double. His stupid eyes put me on ice, so no, no. Don't slow me down, don't wanna do this solo. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me. I can't help myself, you're a drug to me. I just can't get enough. I know this is love, so come close to me while we're still young. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me, touch me. Love me, love me, love me. Touch me, 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 touch me. Feel uninvited. Left home in West LA. I'm not excited. So uninspired. On my way to play the bay while you're alone. This girl's a wonder. She loves me, yeah. She needs to know I love her. I wonder if we'll make it through this summer. Just wanna touch like back when we were younger. Yeah. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Why don't you love me, love me, love me? Touch me, touch me, touch me no more. Love me, love me, love me.
And we're live. Guys, thank you for visiting this live stream. And nandito nga tayo kasi in-invite ko yung agent namin. Siya yung nag-process ng student visa namin way back 2018. And nandito po siya ngayon para tulungan din yung ibang aspiring students na gustong pumunta dito sa Australia. Yung mga gustong pumunta dito na hindi alam kung anong unang gagawin nila or ano yung steps or ano yung mga kailangan is nandito po siya ngayon para i-run through kung ano yung process ng ano bang tawag nito? Pag-a-apply ng student visa. So stay tuned and tatawagan po natin siya in a bit. So just a little bit of history. Si Franz po is before based siya sa Cebu and kami nga po ng girlfriend ko is based sa Davao. So parang blessed lang din kami na na-refer siya sa amin kasi parang ibiruin nyo, nag-process kami ng student visa namin through emails, tawag, and texts lang. So talagang nagtiwala lang kami and may ni-refer kasi sa amin na parang paalis na siya, which is ang agent na din is si Franz. So talagang sabi namin, well, na-prove naman namin na legit na kasi legit si Franz kasi nga meron ng paalis na kasama namin dati sa trabaho. So, ngayon, since madami ako nababasa sa thread ng Facebook from groups, pages na nagtatanong, hindi nila alam kung anong gagawin nila or what's their first step. And madalas nilang question is kung anong course po yung kukunin nila. Kasi ganito yung background nila sa Philippines. So, andito po si Franz to give advices. And Yun lang po. And ang hindi lang niya pwedeng i-discuss for tonight is yung about sa PR pathways. Kasi she can't discuss it na live. Okay? So, in a bit, tatawagan na po natin siya. And again, sa mga nandito, thank you po sa pagbisita sa live stream ko. And kung hindi nyo pa po na-like yung channel ko, please do like and subscribe Pinoy AU Vlogs. And this is Arvin, your host for tonight. And introduce ko po mamaya yung co-host ko, which is si Franz, based in the Philippines. And siya po ang makakatulong sa inyo. Thank you very much. And ngayon, tatawagan na natin siya. Teka lang. Di-disconnect. Tawagan ko. Hi, friends! How are you? How are you? Yes, hi friends. It's nice to see you again and thank you very much sa pag-help.
Sure.
Yes. Guys, if hindi niyo alam, si Francis is very busy right now and talagang pinagbigyan niya lang tayo sa ating request. Kasi gusto niya nga din pong maraming matulungan. So, isa na ako doon. Friends, thank you very much. And again, salamat sa time. Nagsiset up si Friends.
Hello?
Yes, hello friends.
Okay, bye.
Yes. How are you? How are you?
Good, busy, but it's okay. But,
Thank you, thank you.
anything to help interested applicants for student visa.
Yes. Thank you, friends. Wait lang. I-set up ko lang para hindi ka yata nila nakikita. Wait lang.
Okay, sure.
Ayun. Kikita ka na yata nila. Okay, so yung ni-request ko po kay friends guys is kung pwede niyang ma-rundown yung process and also tatanong natin kung what are those things to consider if gusto nating mag-apply for a student visa going to Australia. 'Di ba, friends?
Yes.
Oo. So, friends, first of all, if for example, yung candidate is nakapag-decide na gusto niyang pumunta sa Australia, what would be his or her first step to consider? What would he be or his or her first step to take?
First step that we have to do is to really check the applicant's background.
Mm-hmm.
It's important, especially ngayon, na the embassy is becoming very strict when it comes to student visa applications. We need to check ano yung courses na related sa background of the student. It's not possible for us to apply for courses or completely unrelated sa previous background. No, like for example, let's say you are working as an accountant here, but you want to study to become a chef in Australia kasi yun yung popular na course for Filipino students.
Yeah.
If there is no relevance to the course, there's a really high chance na refuse yung application natin. So, first what you need to do is to find a really good agency or someone that you can trust that can help assess your application and find you or offer you good programs that are suited to your background.
Oo nga, kasi...
So, yun, once you have...
Excuse friends kasi I've
Yes, go ahead.
read madaming nagpo-post sa groups ng mga Australian, yung mga groups tungkol sa visa with regards to Filipino students applying for Australia nga is madami daw na decline or ano bang tawag dun? Madami nga
Yes.
refuse na visas lately. So, medyo nag-strict ba sila?
Yes, yes. The embassy is becoming very strict lately. And one common thing din na nagiging strict sila is yung pag-downgrade natin ng course. So, for example, diba sa Australian educational framework, may levels yan. So, yung lower qualification are the vocational courses, which is the comparable to test the course siya in the Philippines. Puro technical skills siya. So, it's the diploma courses.
Yes.
Next would be bachelor's, and then next would be a master's degree. So, commonly, if ever you already have a bachelor's degree, hindi ka na pwedeng bababa to the vocational level unless yung vocational course na yun really has a purpose, or let's say completely necessary talaga yan sa prospect employment mo. Or like for example, let's say like sa case Marvin, I remember you used to be a nursing graduate.
Yes.
And you studied aging support. So the reason why we were allowed to go back to the vocational level is kasi sa nursing degree mo, you never had units related specifically to aging support. So that's why the embassy allowed you to study that course. But let's say a common case ngayon is they have a bachelor's degree in business, pero bababa sila to Diploma of Leadership and Management.
Okay.
That's not very applicable kasi Diploma of Leadership and Management and Diploma of Project Management, para siyang entry pathway to Bachelor's of Business. Bakit ka naman mag-entry pathway to Bachelor's of Business? If you already have a business degree, it doesn't make sense. So most of the time, yun yung nare-refuse na applications natin. I know na yun yung preferred na courses ng karamihan ng mga applicants natin, but it's just for everyone's benefit din that you know na try to find other options. Kasi hindi talaga applicable yan. There's a high chance that you will be refused. I always say na for us, we'd rather na yung student does not push the application for a certain course rather than i-push natin tapos may-refuse lang in the end. Kasi getting a refusal is not something na we should take lightly. Mas mahirap na yung entry mo to Australia after getting a refusal. Not only for student visas, but the tourist then is going to be a little risky for you.
So, malalagay yun sa record mo, di ba? Pagka may history ka of
Yes, the embassy
refusal.
always has. That's correct. That's correct. And if you can check din naman, during your visa application, they will always ask if ever you've applied for previous Australian visas before. So you really need to be full disclosure talaga yan na let's say if may refuse ka na tourist or may refuse ka na student visa. So that's why as much as possible, try and keep a clean record. Dapat usually, kung first application mo ng visa, as much as possible, dapat grant. Sana yan. Hopefully. If you work with the right agency, sana it's gonna be granted. Regarding grants din naman, it's not something that we can 100% guarantee. As I always mention, kasi no matter gano'ng kagaling yung agent mo, at the end of the day, it really matters on the embassy's decision. So, yung, yes, so as much as possible, our promise talaga is limited to really just doing our best. Just have to make sure na properly assess yung application. That's why it's all the more important that you work with the right people. Kasi they can identify ano yung mga red flags that will help us to not have a visa refusal.
Okay, thank you for that. But with regards sa mga sinabi mo, so which is, ano ba talaga yung parang pinakamatimbang with regards to considering, naisip ko lang to na question, no? For example, I mean, ano yung mas matimbang kung mag-apply ka ng student visa? So, is it the course background na natapos mo sa Philippines or the experience? Kasi, di ba, for example, natapos ka ng certain course, bachelor's degree, tapos iba yung tinabaho mo, or you work in a different industry. So, ano yung titimbang, which is more,
It really matters on the overall circumstance talaga. I'm not saying that the embassy is completely black and white. Like, let's say, nag-aral ka ng accounting dito na bachelor's, tapos mag-aral ka ng Master of Accounting, dapat yun na talaga yung option mo. No, it's very flexible naman, but then again, it needs to be reasonable. Anong relevance niya sa current situation mo? Like for example, let's say you graduated nursing, but you worked in the, let's say you graduated nursing, but somehow nakapasok ka ng teaching job for the longest time. Then it's another alternative for you is to go for the teaching route rather than nursing. Kasi kung mas recent yun na experience mo and it's more applicable, then yeah, it would be safe for you to apply for that certain course. I can't say na may mas important talaga. It's kung mas important yung study or mas important yung work. Yung mas important talaga is the overall circumstance. It's case-to-case basis for everyone. There's no definite answer for that. So dapat talaga, again, it also boils down to paano in-assess yung application mo. What works for you. Like just as an example for me as well, like sa complicated case ko in the past, I did have a student before that applied with us. Yung background ng student was nag-stake siya ng Bachelor of Education dito, but di na natapos. We applied Diploma of Nursing for her, and our reason was bakit magde-Diploma of Nursing siya was because she comes from a family of nurses. So yung sister na, yung mother niya are all nurses, and wala pa naman siyang work experience in teaching kasi hindi pa siya natapos. So in this instance, yes, she received a visa grant kasi there's relevance to her current situation. Hindi pa yun hindi pa yun related to studies, hindi pa yun related to work. It's just a matter of personal circumstance. So dapat titignan talaga natin kung saan tayo makakakuha ng highest possibility of getting an approved.
So by saying that, parang sinasabi mo is importante talaga because you can only defend your application through, 'di ba yung GTE na ba yung tawag nila ngayon, GTE?
Yes.
So doon mo talaga i-defend yung kukunin mo.
Genuine temporary entrance.
Yeah. Oo. So,
yes, with your GTE application, dapat you really need to convince the embassy through your statement of purpose na you really are planning to, first, dapat may relevance yung studies mo sa current situation mo. Second, you really need to convince the embassy na there really is, you really have plans to exit the country after finishing your course.
Okay.
While you're on a student visa kasi yun yung conditions. I'm not saying na hindi ka pa daw mag-convert to other visas in the future, but while you're on a student visa, after your studies, expected ka talagang umuwi.
I-exit.
That's why. So you need to convince the embassy na, and how can you convince the embassy na i-exit ka talaga sa country after finishing your studies? Then you need to give them details kung ano yung plans mo. Like for example, ano ba yung prospect employment mo after finishing the course? Ano ba yung expected salary mo after finishing the course? What are your other career options? Are you looking towards moving to other countries? Or if uuwi ka ba sa Pinas, will you get your return on investment? So, ang dami talagang factors you consider. And it's not the same there's no application na talagang completely the same. It always matters from person to person.
Oo. Based on the current circumstances talaga nung tao mag-a-apply, diba?
Yes, current circumstance talaga.
In general.
Yes. Kasi there are even cases na let's say, yes, general. Like for example, there are cases na student wants to study nursing again, pero it's been 15 years since last siyang graduate ng nursing and never had work experience as a nurse. There's also still a high chance of refusal there kasi nga, it's not the relevant background for the student. So ayun, so that's why that's also probably a red flag. It's possible if you can further state ano yung reasons why you should go back to nursing. Ayun.
Okay. Thank you for that. So if ever, yun nga, if a prospect applicant would want to go to Australia, those are the things na kailangan niyo consider para medyo matibay or
consider first.
Yeah, consider first.
That's right. And I think Yeah, I think that should always be the first step before simulan yung application. Kasi I know sometimes Filipino applicants have an idea na kung ano yung gusto nilang kunin. Kasi nga, they probably have friends there or nagbasa sila ng mga forums or even the vlogs. Ayun, to have an idea kung ano yung gusto nilang kunin. But without proper assistance, sometimes kasi yung gusto nilang kunin is hindi pala applicable sa kanila. So more or less, they get frustrated na hindi pala to pwede na course, or yung worst pa is ipilit talaga nila na sige kaya to, i-lodge na lang natin yung visa application, tapos it only ends up in a refusal. So you really need to talk with your consultant first. Dapat you really need to understand ano yung options, ano yung possibilities, the risks involved before mo sisimulan yung visa application mo, para at least hindi sayang yung time, yung effort, and yung resources din ng lahat. Agent and of course, especially the student. Ayan.
Okay. So given that yun na-consider na nila lahat yan and they would want to start the process na of applying for a student visa, ano yung pinaka-first step nila na dapat gawin to apply for a student visa? What to prepare or things?
Okay, so basic requirements that we would need: passport, your academic transcript or your TOR. Most recent lang yung kailangan natin. We also need a copy of your diploma. If ever hindi pa available yung diploma, kasi hindi siya nakatapos ng bachelor's degree dito, okay lang yun. Kahit yung TOR lang.
So, friends, wait, excuse me. With regards
you also need, yes, yeah.
Yung with regards sa mga hindi nakatapos, for example, dyan sa Pilipinas, they still apply for a student visa here in Australia?
Yes, we've had cases din na ganyan na hindi natapos tapos na-continue ng studies in Australia. That's possible as well. Hindi naman, like yung na-mention ko kanina, yung previous applicant ko na undergraduate ng teaching, tapos na-proceed lang ng diploma of nursing. That's possible. But you need to check yung requirements ng school as well. Kunwari, the course that you're applying for needs a minimum of year 12. Dapat ma-accomplish talaga kahit yung basic requirement lang na year 12, or sa previous curriculum natin, kahit at least second year of college yung natapos, then they can apply for a year 12 na course. Okay. But for example, let's say na wala pa sila bachelor's degree, hindi pa sila makakapasok ng master's niya kasi nga they don't have minimum qualification. So ayun. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that. So,
okay, so
yun, after
sure.
Yun na yung mga requirements, how about the English exam? Kailangan na ba nila agad-agad na mag-take nun?
Hindi naman necessary na right away kasi sometimes the schools will issue a conditional offer. So yung process is after makulat yung basic requirements, hindi ko pala na-mention yung iba, we need the updated CV, or resume ng student. And dapat sa CV or resume mo, you need to address ano talagang ginawa mo for each year. So kunwari, let's say sa resume mo, detail mo talaga lahat ng employment mo. And if ever may gaps mean yung wala kang work or wala kang studies at that time, kailangan idagdag mo din yan sa CV mo, what you have been doing at that time. So let's say, ayun, especially for gaps na more than 6 months, you really need to explain or justify. Kasi those are unproductivity gaps. Tatanungin talaga tayo niyan, what have you been doing at that time na wala kang work or wala kang studies. So ayun. And employment certificates if available. And for some courses, they may require PRC. If ever, yes, case-to-case basis yung PRC. But there are certain courses that do need it. Like let's say if you're applying for nursing and they need the existing registration, then yes, you need the PRC license for it. Going back to the question regarding IELTS or BPE, so far naman, if you don't have it yet, we can still submit to the institution na napili mo. We just need to request for a conditional offer ng school. Kasi sometimes, no, most of the time kasi, they do require IELTS or BPE upon assessment.
Mhm.
Pero if hindi pa available, pwede naman natin i-submit ahead just to check the circumstance muna. Sorry, just to have the initial assessment muna. Tapos usually sa conditional offer, nakalagay naman dyan, please provide IELTS or PTE para makakuha na kayo ng full offer.
Mhm.
Ayun. I think that's the same case with you before. Kasi I think nung unang application you didn't have IELTS or PTE yet. Tapos
Yes,
nag-advise ako
yeah.
sa... Tama ba?
Yes,
Yeah.
matagal
Yeah.
late na
So-
yata namin na take yung IELTS namin or yung PTE namin.
Yeah, but we did submit your application first. Tapos yun na lang yung remaining na condition nila to get the full offer.
Okay.
Ayun. Hindi kasi kayo papayagan ng school mag-accept ng offer niyo if ever hindi pa complete yung requirements. Now, there are certain schools na ngayon, they don't need IELTS for the meantime. It's true, may schools na hindi naghihingi ng IELTS. It's a risk you have to take. Though personally, I really encourage everyone to take an English proficiency test because one, mas higher chance yung visa niyo ma-approve.
Mhm.
I mean, logic is, bakit naman kayo no offense to anyone who doesn't want to take IELTS, but why would you be intimidated to take IELTS na you are, after all, moving to an English-speaking country?
Yeah, that's
So
actually
it's expected talaga na IELTS is a major requirement.
Uh-huh. I mean, that
so
makes
I know
sense.
na
Yeah.
some people are trying to find the easier. Yes, I know people are trying to find the easier way kasi, but as your agent, we would really encourage everyone to try and take IELTS or PTE kasi it really increases your visa approval rate because the embassy knows na you can communicate in English well or well enough for your certain course.
Mhm.
Ayun. Second, it will also improve your possibility of finding employment in Australia. I know some employers right now, and this is feedback from other students as well na andon, they prefer to hire students that have IELTS or PTE ready. Kasi, ayun nga, communication is really a big thing. So, ayun, those are the advantages. And of course, eventually naman, if you're going to proceed to apply for other visas, like let's say, gusto mo mag-apply ng employer visa or hopefully mag-apply ka ng PR in the future, that's not something that you can escape from. You really need to take it at some point. So why not practice as early as now habang andito ka pa to take IELTS or PTE para once you're on shore, mas ready ka na.
Tama nga naman. Yes, oo nga. Kasi madami
Ayun,
nagtatanong
so-
sa akin kung meron din bang yun nga, walang PTE or IELTS required. Tapos yun nga sinasagot ko sa
Yeah.
kanila. Ano't ano pa man, you would still, in the future, you'd still use it. So, might as well, take it na ngayon pa lang para at least tapos na siya.
Oo.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mhm.
And honestly, I asked around for feedback sa other agencies if ever ano yung major reason. We know not having IELTS is also a big factor kung bakit hindi approved yung applications natin. So, as much as possible, if there's anything that can help your student visa, it would be a great step to have. Kasi IELTS naman, it's valid for the next 2 years.
2 years.
So if in case your visa, hopefully not, if in case your visa is unsuccessful, magagamit mo naman yan again. So yun. So, yes, but just to answer some questions, yes, we do have options na no IELTS. We just don't encourage no IELTS options right now. Especially ngayon na napaka-sensitive ng visa assessment lately. Ayun. So,
Okay. Thank you, Franz,
Yes.
for that. And maputol ka lang kasi merong nagtanong dito.
sure.
Ito yung ano niya, ito
Okay.
yung situation niya, si Samir Salim. Current job niya is a civil structural draftsman, pero natapos niya is BS Political Science. Tapos, ang tanong niya is, possible ba nakukuha siya ng course na civil engineering, may it be diploma or bachelor's?
Yeah, in this case, I would think there's a chance na the student can still go to the diploma na qualification. Kasi bachelor's in civil engineering, it's also not the easiest course to enter. And we understand na engineering in itself is a very technical field. So sa case niya, it's, in my opinion lang ha, it's very reasonable if ever start off with diploma first, but I highly encourage na sa visa niya, package it with bachelor's degree. So let's say magsisimula siya with a diploma in civil engineering, but you need to package it with bachelor's of civil engineering. Anyway, more or less kasi, if magdi-diploma ka, and you find a pathway to university, mag-credit naman yung diploma mo to the bachelor's degree. So let's say magto 2 years ka ng diploma, tapos proceed ka ng 3 years ng bachelor's degree. Sometimes, they will give you a full year of credits dahil galing ka ng diploma. So instead of taking the whole program for 5 years, 4 years na lang yung tatapusin mo.
Okay.
Yes. I wouldn't think na in this instance na makakapasok siya kaagad na master's. Ideally kasi, if ever you have a bachelor's degree, you go for a master's program. Kaso lang, completely unrelated yung background niya sa master's. So, yeah, I think in this instance, pwede naman siya. I would say, yeah, we need to take a look at the application further, but there is a chance na makakapasok siya for the debt course.
Okay, so parang pwede siyang mag-diploma first, but for kailangan niyang i-package yun with bachelor's upon applying.
Yes, that's my recommendation. If gusto niyang stand-alone lang na diploma course, like kunwari yung vocational lang talaga yung kukunin niya, then we need to really have a strong statement of purpose for this applicant para mag-grantan siya ng visa. Kung bakit ayaw niya munang i-package. We have a similar case na ganyan, na wants to study engineering but vet lang yung gusto kunin niya. Yung school talaga yung nag-request na package it with bachelor's. Ayun.
Okay.
Anyway, yung bachelor's degree mo, you'll take it after a while. So, no need to do upfront fees naman. So, ayun.
Okay, thank you, friends. And Miss Samir Salim, or Sir Samir Salim, thank you for asking that question. And sana naliwanagan ka for your question. Hope we answered your question. And if you have additional question or follow-up question, just feel free to ask it. And yun na nga. So, saan na ba tayo dun sa visa application? Andun na lahat ng requirements.
Okay. Yes. So, yung gagawin mo is after submitting the initial requirements, tapos nabigyan ka na ng course options that are suited for your background, magsasubmit na tayo to the institution yan. So most of the Australian institutions that we work with, hindi na nanghihingi ng application fee. So, we can send your application right away. Assessment usually takes, I would say standard of 2 weeks, but may iba na usually shorter lang, mga 2 days, 3 days, may update na tayo from the institution. So, yun, but standard time is really 2 weeks para at least mataas yung time frame na nabigay natin sa interested applicant. Yeah, ayun.
Okay. Thank you. And if ever, for example, nabigyan na siya ng, ano ba yun, yung offer? Is that the offer?
Yes, so after mag-submit na tayo ng requirements to the institution, the school will now assess your application. Titignan nila if ever valid ba yung application mo. If they think na reasonable yung application mo, then they will give you an offer. Yes, so may dalawang klase na offer as I mentioned earlier. One is the conditional offer, and then next is unconditional offer. So conditional offer natin, meaning the school gave you an offer already, pero may mga requirements ka pang hindi na nila.
Okay.
So for example, let's say the school really insists nag-submit ka ng application without IELTS, tapos pinalikan ka ng school, sabi nila, okay, tanggap ka na namin, however, for us to give you the full offer, kailangan mag-provide ka ng IELTS with a minimum score of ganito. So, yes, that's the time na conditional offer siya kasi may requirement kang hindi na meet. Or may ipapabago sila sa statement of purpose mo. That's also another reason na conditional yung offer mo. Or manghingi sila ng additional proof of your employment, additional details mo sa CV. So it's possible na ganun. Yung second naman, unconditional offer means na fully accepted na talaga yung application mo sa school, and that means that pwede ka na magbayad to accept the offer. So just to let you know, if may full offer ka na, it doesn't mean na secured na yung slot mo sa school. In order to secure your slot after getting the unconditional offer, dapat mag-settle ka na sa fees. Okay, so yung offer mo kasi has a date kung kailan lang, hanggang kailan ka lang pwede mag-settle ng fees. So you need to settle the fees by that certain period para hindi ma-void yung offer mo ng institution.
Okay. But
Or
ano
worse,
ba yung una,
mauutan ka ng
friends?
slots sa program.
You should settle everything with your school before lodging the visa application?
Yes.
Parang gano'n, no?
Yes. Settle muna yung lahat ng requirements ng school. Kasi hindi ka makakalodge ng visa without getting enrolled. So, kailangan may confirmation of enrollment ka. That's an important requirement for your visa application. And without the COE, Certificate of Enrollment, wala talaga, you really can't lodge the visa.
Oo nga. Naalala ko na. Tama. So, dapat nakapag-enroll ka na before applying for a visa. Kasi kasali siya sa requirement for applying visa.
It is part of the requirement. So, yung step is assessment, apply, after application, assessment ng school, and then after assessment ng school, dapat makakuha ka ng full offer. Dapat full, like na-meet mo na talaga lahat ng requirements. After non-payment, yung payment, by the way, natin sa school is usually nasa letter of offer kung saan dapat i-transmit yung funds. And this is important to know for interested applicants. Kung magbabayad kayo ng school, please don't give the money to your agency. I don't know if ever may agencies. Alam ko noon may agencies na ganyan, na sila yung nagko-collect ng funds.
So dapat pala, pag nag-apply ka kasi...
But honestly, that's...
Oo, friends, kasi yung iba kasi, alam mo naman yung, wala naman tayong name drop na agency dito, but nung kami mismo nag-a-apply, and based sa mga experiences ng mga classmates namin dito, talagang, aside from the fee itself for applying a visa or anything, parang may extra pa, di ba? Extra pang binibigay for the agency. So, parang sila, yun nga, yung sa agency yata nila binibigay.
Alam ko naman na other agencies have a certain process. I don't think asking for a processing fee is mali ng agency as long as worth it talaga yung pagbayad mo ng processing fee ng agent. So, again, hindi naman assurance na you'll get a visa grant every time. But, you need to know na yung kausap mo na agent is very knowledgeable sa process, very experienced, tapos nabigyan talaga ng clarity kung ano yung, diba, parang hindi ka left hanging sa mga questions mo. Kunwari, papatid ka ng ganitong course, tapos hindi ma-answer ng agent, bakit ito? Parang ito lang yung napili niya. The agent also needs to be transparent as well. So, kunwari, if magpabayad ka ng processing fee to this certain agent,
yes,
dapat ma-answer talaga niya lahat ng questions mo about the student visa application.
So,
kasi, pero going back, ano ba yung, regarding the payment, yung pagbayad kasi sa school, most of the time, yung hihingin lang ng agents is just a proof of payment. The agency, as much as possible, should not collect funds na sabihin nila for tuition fee. Processing fee, it's up to them if ever they require it or not. Pero yung bayad sa tuition fee, transparent talaga na yung payment details for the processing, yung payment details sa pagbayad mo ng tuition, it's really detailed sa offer letter. So, agents should not ask na sila yung magbabayad for you kasi as much as possible. It's not only protection for the students kasi it's protection for the agents na hindi sila mapagbintangan na may ginawa sila sa money or something. That's why as much as possible. And maybe that's just our process ha. Pero for me kasi mas maganda na din yun if transparent tayo na okay, yung student na yung nagbayad mismo ng school, yung hihingin lang talaga namin is the proof na nagbayad na sila. As much as possible. Aside from ano man yung auxiliary fees na hinihingi ng agency. Regarding tuition, bayad ng dapat sila na mismo mag-arrange nun. Pagbayad ng tuition fees, it's via electronic fund transfer. So, punta ka sa bank mo and ask them how you can transmit your funds here to the Australian institution. May mga times na if ever kaya naman ng credit limit nyo, pay with a credit card. Yes, but most of the time, electronic fund transfer talaga.
Yun yung way
so usually 3 to 5 days processing yun. Yes, oo. 3 to 5 days na processing yun ng bank para matanggap ng institution yung payment nyo. And you need to also properly discuss it with your bank as well kung ano yung nila process. Kasi ang alam ko, like certain banks like BDO, most BDO branches really require you to have a dollar account para maka-transmit ka ng funds. There are other banks na need i-convert to Australian dollars but allowed naman na direct deposit. May iba like TPI, I would say is probably the easiest kasi they can do the conversion for you. Kahit peso lang yung ibayad mo directly sa kanila, sila na magko-convert to AUD. May additional charges lang.
Yun lang.
Pero konti lang naman, around 2,000 to 3,000 additional. Ayun, so that would be the payment process. Once nakapagbayad na kayo, then the school will forward your confirmation of enrollment. So once available na yung confirmation of enrollment, no, that's the time that you can proceed with the visa application.
Oh, okay. Yes. So that's the basic, or I mean, is that the whole process of applying a student visa, no? Yun naman
Sa school application pa lang yan.
School application.
Yung visa application natin, yes. So let's say kung may COE ka na, ready ka na mag-apply ng visa. Other requirements mo for the visa application is you need to have overseas student health cover or your OSHC, medical insurance yan for students. So OSHC is something that you can arrange with your school. Like, kunwari, sa pag-apply mo ng school, may question naman kasi dyan sa application form. Do you want the school to organize OSHC for you? You check yes, then lalabas na siya kasama sa fees mo. But if ever ayaw mo, you can arrange it on your own and probably your agency can help you, or you can look for your own OSHC provider.
So yung school na
just to also inform, yes. Depends if your school has a partner OSHC provider. Like sa case nyo ata, if I can remember, walang partner OSHC provider yung school nyo before. That's why we had to help you secure OSHC. But ito, common question din to ng lahat regarding medical insurance.
Yes.
Even if you have an existing medical insurance, tapos yung scope ng medical insurance mo is global, still, you have to secure medical insurance kasi there are only six ata if I'm not mistaken, 6 providers na pwede lang within Australia. It's UPA, Allianz, AHM, ano ba yung iba? Basta it's on the Australian OSHC website. I'll check ha. Yes.
So you should get your OHSC sa accredited lang, or I mean allowed ng Australian government.
Yes, allowed providers. Dapat Australian providers talaga, and specific to student visa talaga yung kunin mo na OSHC. Yes. So, yung available lang natin na OSHC providers are CBHS, which is a new provider, CBHS, AHM, NIB, Bank, UPA, and Allianz. Yun lang yung available na options.
Options for HSC.
Yes. So, bale, yes. I can forward you the link. But anyway, for me kasi, it's really easier just to ask your school to provide it for you. Para isang bayad ka na lang. And
So, sa
if
school
ever
ka
you
na
have
magbabayad?
questions regarding your OSHC coverage, yes, kasama na siya sa bayad mo ng tuition fee. If ever the school can provide OSHC for you.
Okay.
But sa instances na wala, kaya sa case nyo, then you need to secure on your own.
Yes. I remember
Ayan.
parang kayo yata
So,
or tinulungan mo din yata kaming mag-process nun eh.
Yes, oo, kasi the school does not have any partnership with OSHC. Ayan. Other requirements aside from OSHC is medical exam. So you need to have a medical exam. Sa Philippines, dalawa lang yung clinics na accredited. It's Nationwide Health Systems Incorporated. Nationwide is available in 3 branches lang sila. 1 in Manila, 1 in Davao, and 1 in Cebu. So ano yung nearest sa'yo, then doon ka na lang pumunta for your medical insurance. Here in Manila, there's also St. Luke's will also St. Luke's is an accredited medical examiner as well for your student visa application.
How long ang validity ba
Question
na
for those sorry, ano yan, Arvin?
how long is the validity nung medical exam mo? Oo. Na pwede siya gamitin.
Okay. So, medical exam is valid for 1 year. 1 year naman siya valid. If in case you would want to, let's say hindi natuloy yung application mo, and then you apply at a later time, then if ever hindi pa nag 1 year, your medical exam can still be used. Yes. Regarding, ito, common question din, may ibang applicants tayo na nasa ibang country and hindi sila makakauwi to take the medical exam.
Yes.
No need for you to go home. You can launch your visa application from anywhere actually. Basta you can have, you just need to find ano yung pinakamalapit na accredited clinics for you. Like, let's say we have students applying from Singapore. You just need to check the embassy website kung saan yung malapit na accredited clinics for medical examination. And you need to take the exam there.
So, ibig sabihin, each country, meron talagang meron accredited na testing center or medical center each country.
Medical, yes, that's correct.
Okay.
That's right. So, just go through the website. Tignan mo lang kung saan yung malapit na center sa'yo. Another question is, another thing that I need to point out is, if you're applying from outside of the Philippines, tapos Filipino passport holder ka, most of the time they will require biometrics from you. So you need to also find the nearest biometric center for you. Kasi requirement yun. Unless uuwi ka from the Philippines to the Philippines and you're applying from here, then you don't need biometrics anymore. Pero kunwari you're working in another country, tapos ni-require ka ng embassy na to do the biometrics, then you need to find a center.
Okay.
Ayun. So, yun naman yung mga requirements for the visa application. Noon, for most institutions, there was a time na the embassy would require show money for most applications. Yung mga hindi lang kailangan ng show money or evidence of financial capacity is yung institutions lang na good yung rating nila with the embassy. But ngayon na bago na yung assessment level ng Philippines, ang dami ng schools na hindi na naghihingi ng show money for Philippine applicants. So yes, that's a common question as well. Ang daming options na hindi na nag-require ng show money.
Sa base talaga yun sa standing ng country. For example, Philippines. If maganda yung standing ng Philippines ngayon, so they don't require to show proof of yun na nga, income or if you can really sustain studying here. Parang gano'n, no?
That's right. Before kasi, I think the time na kaka-enter ko pa lang sa industry noon, that was around 2017.
Mhm.
The Philippines was considered parang high risk na country.
Mhm.
That's why, just to give you a brief summary kasi, there are, each country has a specific rating.
Mhm.
And each institution na applyan natin has a specific rating as well. So, bali, if high risk siya na country, hindi ka lang hihingan ng financial requirements tsaka IELTS or PTE if ever you're applying to a low risk institution. So, assessment level 1. Pero if ever, ayun, that's why nung nagiging medyo longer discussion na to. So, I'd rather just probably give a brief summary na
background
lang.
lang.
Since the Philippines has moved up from high risk, from high risk naging mid-risk siya around 2018. Ayun na, ang dami na nating options na hindi na tayo required. But there are still some schools or some institutions na required pa din ng embassy to provide financial documents. Yun yung mga high-risk na schools or assessment level 3 na schools. For Filipino applicants, they still require proof of financial capacity or proof of income. Ayun. Most of the time, we'll just try to find options na hindi na yun required. Kasi it's not that hindi kayang i-provide ng student, more or less, medyo hassle lang din mag-provide ng financial requirements. Ayun. And if hindi naman siya hinihingi ng embassy, and it's not something that we need to provide.
Okay. Thank you for that, Franz.
Yes.
Cut ko ulit. Kasi may nagtanong saglit. Pinapatanong ni ito siya, si file category. Would you please ask the respected agent why some of the student visas lately are being rejected? My mate has his student visa rejected. So, possible reasons for current situation ngayon.
Okay. Main reason talaga is yung based on the trend, yung top reason ba't nagre-refuse ng visa applications lately is because the embassy thinks na we're downgrading our qualification. So as I mentioned earlier, most of the time nagre-refuse yung application dahil bumaba ka ng qualification tapos hindi pa na-justify but bumaba ka. Like I said, going back to that previous case, may bachelor's degree ka na in business or marketing. Tapos bababa ka ng Diploma of Leadership and Management or Diploma of Business.
Mhm.
What's the point na magda-downgrade ka na hindi naman yan, wala naman yung benefit sa'yo. Especially if ever those are something, yung course na, sorry, let me rephrase. Kung mag-aaral ka, dapat it's something completely new and something na mag-a-add ng value talaga.
Upgrade.
So,
para siyang upgrade.
What's the point in taking up upgrade? Yes, that's the term. What's the point kasi nabababa ka to the vocational level if ever that's already something na natutunan mo sa bachelor's degree mo? There's no sense. That's why na-refuse talaga yung mga applications na ganyan. Kahit ano mo pang justify, it really is not applicable. I wouldn't say na applicable talaga siya. Unless, let's say, it's a very specialized na course. Like, for example, you're a marketing graduate, but marketing lang na. The standard na marketing na course. But you want to specialize in social media marketing. Ayun, then that's probably a good choice to consider. However, that still even has its risks even. Kasi nga, technically, hindi din talaga pwede bababa ka ng FET after taking a bachelor's degree. Unless you have a very good reason kung bakit ka bababa ng level. I understand naman din na major reasons naman na people consider vocational is of course the budget. We have to be considerate about the budget as well. Pero for me kasi, don't force the issue. If ever our assessment is ganito, tapos ipagpilit mo talaga, let's say, common mistake ng mga tao is hindi sila naniniwala ng agent na sasabihin. Sometimes, kasi I've been a consultant for quite some time na din, and we've had students in the past na insisting na bababa talaga sila ng VET kasi mas mura daw. And from our assessment, pinaka-applicable talaga ng student is the master's program. sometimes we've had direct na parang we've heard feedback na ayaw na nilang tumuloy sa pag-process namin kasi nga feeling daw nila pinaperahan lang, mas mahal na course, ganon.
Mhm.
Good agents are really looking for the benefit of the student. As much as possible, kung sa amin, if that's the most applicable for you, yun talaga yung kunin mo. Kasi pilitin mo, okay, lipat ka ng other agency, nagbayad ka pa ng processing fee ng 60,000 para lang makapag-aral ka na mas mura na course. Pero na-refuse ka. Not only did you have a permanent record sa Australian Embassy, nawalan ka pa ng 60,000 kasi non-refundable yun most of the time yung processing fees ng mga other agencies. So, if ever, that's why it's also important to really know who you're working with. Ano yung track record nila? What's their success rate? Ilan na bang students na padala nila? That's just wise for you to do your research so that you would know that you're in good hands. So, yan, common reason is really the statement of purpose. Kasi nga, hindi na nag-check yung embassy lately ng show money. Hindi na nga sila nag-check ng IELTS lately. So, wala silang ibang i-check kundi yung personal statement mo. So, if you can't convince the embassy bakit itong course yung kukunin mo, then of course it's gonna end up in a visa refusal. So, yun. Yung pagda-downgrade, common reason yan ba't nire-refuse yung applications natin. 2, completely unrelated yung program mo. That's also 1. Completely unrelated. And 3, if hindi mo ma-justify sa statement of purpose mo kung ano yung opportunities mo after taking the course, common na reasons na gagawin ng student, let's say ito, funny case, may student na nag-graduate ng nursing, pero naka-work siya ng 3 months lang sa isang food industry. Like let's say restaurant or catering company. Tapos feeling niya enough reason na yun para mag-aral siya ng commercial cookery. Tapos yung sasabihin pa niya sa statement of purpose niya, the reason why gusto ko mag-aral ng commercial cookery is I want to open up a business or I want to put up my own restaurant someday. That reason is very predictable. And yung reason na yan, yung parang mga I open up a business type of reasons, hindi na maniniwala yung embassy dyan because anyone can say they're opening up a business. You need to be well-researched kung ano yung opportunities mo after. Like for example, after finishing the course, hanap ka ng mga prospect job offers mo, prospect job openings mo online. Let's say, kung gusto mo mag-aral ng chef, alam mo talaga how much does the chef earn in certain countries. Let's say, kung gusto mo maglipat ng cruise ships, how much yung bigay ng cruise ships for chefs? Ano yung requirement nila for hiring certain people? Ayun, so, hindi na siya as simple as sasabihin mo lang na ganito. You need to provide evidence as well. Links from the website kung saan mo nakita yan as lahat ng references na pwede mong ibigay for your application. That's something that you need to put on your personal statement. Kasi nga, it's not very easy to convince the embassy these days. Dapat talaga convincing ka in a sense na first, alam nilang pinag-aralan mo talaga yung program mo. And second, they really believe na may purpose talaga yung pag-aral mo. Instead of, kasi if makikita ng embassy na, okay, yung goal lang ng student is mag-aral tapos mag-apply na ng permanent residency after, of course, they're gonna refuse your application kasi nga, the whole purpose of the student visa is just for you to study and improve the quality of your life. Hindi naman study ka lang doon ng any course dahil gusto mo or feel mo lang. Hindi yan pwede sa kanila.
Okay. So, mahirap din talaga na ipilit siya. So
yun yung reason. Mostly circumstance. Yes, mostly circumstance talaga yung reason.
So, that's the
Hindi mo talaga properly na-disclose sa embassy.
Yun yung 3 circumstances na
I would
possible
say top
reason
reasons for refusal right now.
Okay. Thank you. And Franz, sabi nga pala ni nung nagtanong
downgrading.
ng question. Sorry, again.
Sorry, ayun nga, recap lang. Downgrading, tapos, ayun, ano ba yung second? downgrading tapos yung
Unrelated.
completely unrelated yung kukunin mo tapos hindi mo na-discuss yung opportunities mo after properly. Ayun.
Okay.
Yes.
Sabi ni,
Sorry, you were saying.
sabi ni file category, it's very informative and thank you daw. And they also thank you for the information. Continue.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Yes. So, yun. Okay, so that would be the general process. Visa application, it takes, let me check, sorry.
It's okay.
Check the Home Affairs website. This is for everyone's reference din para malaman natin yung proper turnaround times.
Oo, kasi friends, lately may madami din ako nababasa sa groups
Yes.
na tinatanong nila etong date pa lang sila nag-submit pero hanggang ngayon hindi pa lumalabas. So at least it would give them parang idea din what to expect or when to expect the result of their lodgement. Parang ganun.
Right. Ito, so tinitignan ko na sa embassy website kung ano yung processing times. So, okay. So, unlike sa case natin before, I remember sa case nyo, ilang days na yung visa nyo. I know hindi ganun katagal eh. Before
1 week or 2 weeks? I think 1 week lang siya. Or kay Nina parang kinabukasan yata.
Mga 1 week plus, yeah. Oo. So, noon, that was a luxury we used to have. Ang bilis ng visa applications natin. But ngayon, we did notice that there has been a delay sa turnaround times ng visa. We did have a few applications lately na na-launch namin na November. Hanggang ngayon, hindi pa lumalabas yung result. So, ito, I found yes, may mga cases na ganyan. Lately so it's best to really set a proper time frame kung mag-apply. So let's say if ever you're planning to study in July, as early as March, dapat naka-apply na kayo to the school, and as early as April, naka-lodge na kayo ng visa. We would give at least a 2-month allowance para mabigyan tayo ng enough time. And I think it would benefit everyone if may enough time naman sila, kasi kahit na mag-grant yung visa early, at least may enough time ka pang mag-prepare. Let's say makakabook ka ng flight early, makakamura ka pa, you need to prepare your accommodation there as well.
Oo nga, talagang based on experience.
Ito, for vocational, right, ikaw naka-experience ka na medyo
naipit kami sa ticket.
Ba kayo at that time, or may time pa kayo?
Nang mahal ng ticket kasi matagal kami nag-process so medyo naipit sa ticket ang mahal ng ticket during that time, so mas maganda talaga
so as much as possible right, have an allowance.
Yes.
Don't really, I don't advise our interested applicants na mag-apply. I don't encourage applicants na mag-purchase ng ticket ahead before lalabas yung visa grant, and I also don't encourage them at all to resign before lalabas yung visa grant.
Yan din yung sinabi mo sa amin
naman is your reason. Yes, oo. Kasi if your reason is to resign is, let's say, kung completely unrelated lang talaga sa visa application, let's say, napagod ka lang sa job mo or ayaw mo ng boss mo, tapos na-feel mo lang mag-resign, it's your problem. Pero if ever your reason na mag-resign ka is dahil assured ka na mag-visa grant ka, that's not something that I would recommend. Antayin mo please yung visa grant mo before taking any action, because at the end of the day, anything could happen. Kahit ano pa yung promise ng agency mo or kahit ano pa yung trust na bigay mo ng agency mo, we're not the embassy at the end of the day. So hindi talaga kami yung makakapagsabi if ever it's always a grant. Kahit yung mga cases namin na very ideal na application, may chance pa yun na ma-refuse. So we never take any application lightly. Dapat talaga na we treat every application dapat as if it's high risk. Kahit gano'n pa yan ka-obvious na, okay, ito, nakaka-grant, ito. We never think that. Dapat talaga extra careful tayo sa lahat. So, time time frames natin, if ever you're applying for vocational courses, 75% of applications ngayon, 48 days yung antay. 90% of applications, 68 days yung wait period. For higher education naman, if ever you're taking up bachelor's or master's degrees, 75% ng applications natin, 19 days lang yung processing time. 90% of applications, 44 days yung processing time. So all in all, it would be around 2 to 3 months. So I advise na apply kayo early or push for a later date. Ayun.
Okay.
So that would be the if ever, let's say naman, you get your visa grant early. Let's say your class starts in July, tapos nag-apply ka ng May. Lumabas yung visa mo ng June. If ever you have the visa grant, you can actually enter Australia na. Kasi multiple entry naman yan. Makakapasok ka na sa Australia earlier. However, hindi ka makakapag-work before the start of your class. Dapat antayin mo talaga yung start ng class mo. Yes. Kasi that's grounds for visa cancellation if ever you work beyond your allowable hours. Hindi ka talaga pwede. Allowable working hours for Australia on student visa, allowed ka na 40 hours per fortnight.
Yes.
So, more or less, if i-estimate mo, around 20 hours per week yan. Anyway, if ever naman na your employer is experienced in hiring student visa holders, alam naman nila kung ano yung limitations. And of course, students always have a power for, employee protection naman kasi yan. So if ever you think your employer is adding additional hours for you na compromising sa visa mo, you can always report them. So students have the power naman for as long as you also try and stay within your allowable hours. So 40 hours per fortnight during school season. During breaks or holidays, unlimited yung work mo. So usually yung mga Filipino natin na applicants or student visa holders dyan sila babawi sa breaks or holidays kasi walang limit. You can take 2 to 3 jobs or you can do full-time.
Ang pinakamahaba namin na school break is during the Christmas break kasi last school day namin or parang start ng holiday is around December 22nd of December, tapos yung balik pa ng school is February. So parang isang buwan mahigit full time. So talagang doon kami bumabanat.
Wow. So nakakabawi kayo. Oo.
Doon ka makakabawi actually.
That's nice. So that's something that diba? So ayun, it's make use of your time well while you're in Australia. Sayang din naman yung, and alam ko during Christmas, minsan nagpapabonus pa yung employers nyo.
Minsan.
Kasi holidays.
Yes.
Minsan. Oo. I know I have a few there na nakaka-receive naman sila ng holiday bonuses
Yes.
for working on certain days.
So
that would be the general discussion.
So that's the process if you want to apply for student visa.
Yes.
And those things to consider kung gusto nyong malaki yung chances. This is not a guarantee that you would be approved or granted for a student visa. Those are just the things na kailangan ninyong i-consider. Yung diniscuss nga ni Franz. Yun yung parang magpapatibay ng application ninyo for a student visa na lalaki yung chance nyo, not a guarantee, but it will increase your chances of being approved for a student visa. Right, Franz?
Yeah, that's true. So, yes. So, hopefully, if ever naman na mag-apply kayo, just make sure na you really do your own research as well. Don't completely rely on your agent. Kasi it's always nice that ako as an agent, I personally appreciate those students that also do their own research as well. But at the same time, dapat, you really need to be very careful kasi at the end of the day, application mo naman yan.
You're still responsible for
So,
your own
ikaw yung gusto.
application. Kasi, alam mo,
Yes,
I mean,
oo, you're still
agents,
responsible. So,
agents can recommend different things for you. Different agent, different agency, different, different advices for you. So, it is better na parang alam mo din sa sarili mo what is the basic things to consider para at least mako-compare mo din yung agents or the agencies na lalapitan mo. Am I right?
tama. Tama. So, for example, if ever yung agent mo sasabihan ka na bawal to, if ever mabigyan ka ng good reason, and I guess it's best to really trust yung advice.
Yes.
So, ayun. I don't mean na parang do your research but huwag mong ipilit yung hindi talaga pwede. Yun yung pinaka-advice for our interested
Tama naman, guys. Though, yun nga, sabi ni Franz na kailangan you do your own research. That's just for, I mean, the background. Parang at least alam mo lang. But, still, agents or the agencies know better kasi yun nga din ang trabaho nila. And don't think na yung agencies gusto lang kayong perahan or what. Some other agent or agencies talagang they look for what's better for you. That's why you also need to check kung ano yung agency and agents or sino yung agent na meron ng credibility or credible dapat yung agency or agent na pupuntahan niyo. So that's the thing to consider as well.
Exactly. That's right. So, yes. Of course, for us, good agents will always make sure na hindi lang mag-provide ng any program. Yung program na not only maganda sa background ng student, you also think na there's a good future ahead for the student and if they take up this course. So it's really overall advice. Hindi lang yung parang, sige, ito na lang yung ibigay ko para ma-approve yung student kahit mahirapan siya doon. It's not the case. At the end of the day kasi it's really about helping. I mean, ayaw lang naman din yung mga Pilipino na tutulungan eh. So, diba, parang that's really our responsibility as your agents to make sure na you're in a good place once you're there.
Kasi nga, friends, meron din akong yung...
So, as much as possible.
Yun, i-share ko lang yung experience namin na before we approached you, before ka namin nakilala, madami na kaming agencies na napuntahan. And talagang, yung ibang agency namin, kung ano yung itatanong mo, yun lang din nasasagutin. Kung ano yung parang isang tanong, isang sagot. So, parang kami na wala talagang kaalam-alam, so talagang hindi namin alam. I mean, kung anong tanong, hindi naman namin alam din kung ano yung dapat namin itanong. Whereas, yun nga, nung nakilala ka namin and your agency before, talagang parang you explained everything and hindi lang nag-stop sa process but also for the possible na parang what's next, what's in store, parang ganun. So, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you as well, Arvin. So, ayun. And, another advice din, probably before we wrap up din, I think as students, it's really your responsibility to ask questions talaga. Never settle na, okay, ang agent na yung bahala. Okay, sige, parang okay na ako nito. If ever you're unsure about something, ask talaga. Kasi it will give you peace of mind knowing na you're in good hands if ever nasagot talaga yung mga tanong mo. Like for example, sasabihan ka, ano yung pwede kong gawin nito after? What course will I be eligible to apply for? Or ano yung It's always safe to ask. Wala namang mali in asking questions. Kasi at the end of the day, that's our job title. Consultants kami. So we're here to consult. So if ever you have questions to ask about the process, please feel free to ask. If it's not something that we're allowed to answer anyway, like for example, migration concerns, that's out of a student visa agent's scope unless migration agent sila. Then we'll tell the student upfront na that's not something that we can answer. Rather than mamarunong kami to answer those questions for you, we'd rather advise you na hindi kami pwede magsagot ng mga questions na kanya. So, ayun. Kasi most of the time, if ever you can't verify ano yung advice, like for example, sige, raise na lang natin to. Yung mga agents na nagsasabi na, may pathway pang course na to after finishing, and then nalaman mo eventually na hindi pala totoo yung sinabi ng agent. At the end of the day, yung agent yung mababalikan. yung agent yung ite-blame nyo na bakit ito yung advice na binigay.
Yes.
So, if yung agent mo is very transparent kung ano yung expectations nyo, like for example, sasabihin niya, after finishing this course, more or less, you have a higher chance if ever tutuloy ka sa course na to, then that's really great advice. Parang hindi empty promises for the student.
Mhm.
And if ever may ibigay na yung student sa'yo, if may ibigay na advice yung agent sa'yo na sasabihin niya, ito, maganda to na opportunity kasi it will lead you to this. Always verify with the agent. Sabihin mo talaga sa kanya, why would you say na ito yung, it will lead me to this? Can I know ano yung basis, ano yung steps? Kumbaga,
Yes.
So, for example, assure ka ng agent na after this course, maging registered ka na with dapat hinihingi ka talaga ng proof na, okay, so tama na, verify naman talaga leading to sa ganito. I remember kasi sa discussion natin before, Arvin,
Yes.
medyo specific talaga yung information na bigay ko sa inyo about yung pathways or ganun. Well, it's not something that we can discuss right now kasi general overview lang naman tayo.
Mhm.
You need to find agents that will really go the extra mile for you kasi parang nakakatulong din yun sa application.
Oo, it will really help you
Yes.
decide kung talagang you already make up your mind. Oo.
Yes.
Talagang makakatulong siya.
Ayun.
Okay. So,
Right.
friends, just to wrap it up or sum it up, parang just a rundown overview from requirements, para sa mga bago lang nanood, requirements to the process. Parang just
Okay.
dots lang, kumbaga.
Okay, so application requirements, passport, TOR, diploma, if available or if applicable sa background mo, updated resume, employment certificates may or may not be required depending din sa circumstance. As much as possible, provide all employment certificates.
Mhm.
And IELTS or PTE case-to-case basis, but highly encouraged na meron. The process is send the application requirements to the school. Tapos, around 2 weeks, we'll give the student around 2 weeks para makakuha tayo ng offer from the institution. So, after makakuha tayo ng offer, we'll check if na-meet na ba lahat ng requirements ng offer. If ever na-meet na yung requirements ng offer, then we will proceed in sending the payment na to the school directly. Once nakapagbayad na kayo ng fees, makakuha na kayo ng confirmation of enrollment. Okay? Tapos, once nakakuha ka na ng confirmation of enrollment, apply na tayo ng visa.
Okay.
So, along with the visa application, magpapa-medical exam ka. That's part of the requirement. And halos lahat ng requirements naman for the visa application, aside from the confirmation of enrollment and the medical exam, are the same sa application requirements. Ayun.
Okay. So,
And then, visa decision right now usually takes about 2 to 3 months would be the safe time to wait now kasi medyo mabagal yung embassy mag-assess lately. But hopefully there are instances na earlier siya, but to be safe, ibigay kami ng 2 to 3 months na time frame.
okay.
And may visa fee pala. So that's around 620. I think it's 620 now, 620 Australian dollars.
So,
Ayun, that's the visa fee.
that's
So around 24,000 to 26,000, mga ganun na range.
yes. Okay. So, aside from
Mhm.
that,
So,
aside from the
ayun,
visa processing fee, ang kailangan mo lang bayaran is your school,
Yes.
your
Your
health
school
insurance,
and the medical insurance.
and the
And the
visa.
visa fee. Now, if hindi successful, right, if hindi successful yung application mo, don't worry, ma-refund naman halos lahat na tuition and medical insurance na binayad mo. You just need to check your offer letter kung ano yung refund policy ng school. Halos 90% naman masasoli sa'yo. It depends din, let's say, if ever basta i-check mo lang talaga yung conditions, but most of the time, halos complete amount naman yung masusoli. But of course, as much as possible, medyo iwasan natin na ma-refund kayo or iwasan natin na ma-refuse kayo and request for a refund kasi mas mababa na yung conversion rate from dollar to peso. So, mas maliit na talaga yung amount makukuha nyo compared sa pag-send nyo ng money.
Okay.
Something na overlooked.
Mhm.
That's something that's overlooked for most na applicants. So yes, refund is possible, but medyo may difference na talaga yan due to conversion rates. And of course, may certain fees yung school na non-refundable, like the enrollment fees. Minsan hindi na refund yan. Ayun. Visa fee, completely unrefundable yung visa fee. If hindi successful yung application mo, hindi na yan masusoli ng embassy.
Yes.
So ayun. So that's the thing that you need to know. So that would be it. Yes, that would be the general overview. I hope we were really able to answer a lot of your questions.
Yes, I think na rundown naman natin ng talagang parang process per process and also those things to consider yung pag-apply ng student visa, which is our topic for this live stream nga natin. And yun, so friends, thank you very much for giving me the time. Medyo kinain ko yung 1.5
Thanks for inviting me. Yes. Thanks for inviting me. Na parang na-miss ko na din maging
consultant.
counselor. So anything to help. So ayun. Yes.
Talagang
Okay,
guys,
sige. So
yes, just to let you know, Franz is very passionate talaga. Makikita mo talaga yung passion na in her job and role. Kaya talagang I'm confident enough na siya yung i-approach ko if ever meron ako mga ganitong content na pwedeng makatulong sa ibang tao. For you guys. No.
Thank you.
So that's it,
Yes,
friends. Thank you
so
very much for giving me the time tonight.
Thanks, Arvin.
Thank
Yes, if ever may questions pa kayo, please feel free to ask me as well. Really open to answering questions naman about student visa.
All right. Friends, thank you very much and
Thanks.
later again. Thank you.
Sige.
Bye-bye.
Alright, bye-bye.
So, guys, yun na nga. Yun na yun, yung topic natin for tonight. Nakausap natin si Franz regarding sa process ng applying for a student visa and yung ano yung things to consider. So, just in case may mga tanong kayo, replay na lang or watch nyo na lang again tong video na to. And I hope na may natulungan kami if ever merong talagang yung questions na hindi nila alam paano or hindi nila alam where to start yung application nila for a student visa. Guys, just watch the video and yung ilan na nag-comment dito asking questions. Thank you very much for watching and I hope na nabigyan din namin ng answers yung mga tanong ninyo. And that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you for watching my live stream. Again, this is Arvin for Pinoy AU Vlogs. Watch out po kayo sa mga upcoming vlogs ko din regarding how's life here in Australia being a student. And yun. So, if ever may mga tanong kayo, just comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel, Pinoy AU Vlogs. Ring nyo na din po ang notification bell para just in case meron na naman kaming live stream discussing topics about student visa, ma-update kayo. So that's it, guys. Good evening and thank you for watching. Peace!